Here we are in the Capoeira Angola Park. As I said in another video, this is a perfect place because nobody came right here in this spot. It's just too far from the normies. It's too far from normies, so you can practice Capoeira Angola, which is very popular. We can have 20 people practicing in a circle, in an encirclement of Capoeira Angola. Capoeira Angola is so popular back in Brazil. Everybody should know that. Well, here we are, bitter criticism, reading never-ending news about whatever is polemic, whatever is critical in this critical world. And anyway, so I don't know what to read. Let's read as usual the genocide dossier. Time don't stop. The trains are forever coming. The history train. The history, genocidal history. The train just I lose the train for a minute, and here we go. Capoeira Angola for everyone. Today in Al Jazeera we have two simultaneous live updates, two of them. One is about the genocide dossier, is about the conflict in the Middle East, and another one is about, I'm going to read the other one, is about Trump's life. I guess it's all about Trump. And there's a comment, a legend about a legend, I don't know, an explanation about this streaming. Economist Joseph Gannon argues that tariffs and the shuttering of U.S. aid and is about U.S. aid. U.S. aid won't resolve the U.S. national deficit. Economist Joseph Gannon argues that tariffs and the shuttering of U.S. aid won't resolve the U.S. national deficit for sure, but the matter of fact is he's arguing to keep U.S. aid, isn't it? To keep this Department of Espionage. Live updates. EU chief welcomes talks with J.D. Vance as Trump's tariffs threat looms. Ursula von der Leyen says EU will retaliate against Trump's tariffs on steel, aluminum, and threats of trade.
Atención. Para abrir la puerta del tren, presione el botón cuando se ilumine.
As threat of trade war heats up. As threat of trade war heats up. By Gillian Kessler Damaros, February 11, 2025, updated 3 hours ago. And there's the summary. European Union Chief Ursula von der Leyen has welcomed talks with U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance amid threat of American tariffs on steel and aluminum. Second, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau slams U.S. President Donald Trump's plan to impose 25% tariffs on all steel and aluminum imports as quote-unquote unacceptable, while EU warns it will retaliate. And third, Trump is set to host Jordan's King Abdullah II, and at the White House after the president says the U.S. should take over, quote unquote, take over the Gaza Strip and force out Palestinians. So yeah, Jordan is a U.S. satellite. And fourth, in a letter to U.S. bishops, Pope Francis warns that Trump's migrant deportation push will, quote unquote, end badly. So Pope Francis is saying about communism. No. Look, Al Jazeera app is saying that I should not keep reading in English because I'm in Chile, or insinuating I'm not speaking very well. Yeah. So, and says, February 11, a few seconds ago, U.S. Chamber of Commerce VP warns Trump's tariffs will cause, quote-unquote, harm to U.S. industry. John Murphy says the damage Trump's planned tariffs on steel and aluminum will have is especially obvious with regard to imports of aluminum from Canada, end quote. Quote, the number of American workers who will stand to benefit from a 25% tariff on aluminum imports are outnumbered 177 to 1 by American workers employed in downstream industries who will be harmed by the tariffs, end quote. Murphy wrote on social media. Quote, if implemented, these tariffs will add substantially to the costs of U.S. manufacturers whose competitiveness will suffer, end quote, he said.
Y ya ando a estación calle, llevo más de 5 meses viviendo en la calle, por acá no hay una pasada. Para mí no ha sido fácil estar viviendo en la calle todos los días, pero miren, me suelo guiar transporte público, no de la mejor manera. That's the tweet.
John G. Murphy. The harm to U.S. industry imposed by the steel and aluminum tariffs announced last night is especially obvious with regard to imports of aluminum from Canada. 5 minutes ago. February 11.
Por tu seguridad y la de todos los pasajeros, no te sientes en el suelo.
Bannon pleads guilty, avoids jail time in fraud case. Bannon, who the hell is Steve Bannon? Look, Bannon pleads guilty, avoids jail time in fraud case. Trump ally Steve Bannon has pleaded guilty to one count of scheming to defraud after prosecutors accused him of helping to divert money from a fundraiser for Trump's border wall plans. The fundraiser known as We Build the Wall, quote unquote, We Build the Wall, began in 2018 during Trump's fourth term. At that time, a pillar of Trump's agenda was to construct a barrier that ran the length of the U.S.-Mexico border. Through fencing and other barriers were already in place along much of it. Quote-unquote, build the wall became a Republican recalling cry, and Bannon championed the initiative. But prosecutors said that Bannon and the fundraising campaign's founder, Brian Colfage, pocket donations rather than using them to help the wall building campaign. So I guess it's funny because this is the far right stealing from themselves. Trump pardoned Bannon in 2021 for the federal charges he faced. Today's hearing related to similar charges in a New York State court. Bannon was sentenced to 3 years of conditional release. with no jail time. He is also barred from serving.
Atención, para abrir la puerta del tren, presione el botón cuando se ilumine.
He is also barred from serving with any New York nonprofits for 3 years and cannot use the data he obtained from the fundraising scheme. And there Steve Bannon sits in a court in New York. 18 minutes ago, a recap of the latest developments. I don't get it what it's about. It's about life. It's about Trump's life. It says a recap of the latest developments. It's 11:35 a.m. in Washington. Let's bring you up to speed. On latest developments. First, Mexico's foreign minister has slammed Trump's 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum, saying the move is unfair. Trump has hit out against, quote, activists and highly political judges, end quote, amid his efforts to slash U.S. government jobs and spending. Second, dozens of U.S. religious groups have filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration's move to give immigration agents more leeway to carry out arrests at houses of worship. And lastly, Tom Homan, Trump's border czar, has slammed Pope Francis for criticizing the U.S. migrant deportation push, saying he should stick to the Catholic Church, end quote. There's a live update. Trump dossier. You know, I don't really care much about Trump, but it's interesting because it's a critical government is starting. February 11, a few seconds ago. Trump says Treasury Secretary going to Ukraine for talks with Zelensky.
El bloqueo de puertas puede provocar retraso. Respeta la alarma de cierre y colabora con un mejor viaje para todos.
Trump did not specify when exactly Scott Bessent will travel to meet Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. But in a brief social media post, the U.S. president reiterated his call for an end to the Ukraine war. Quote, "This war must and will end soon. Too much death and destruction," he wrote. Quote, "The U.S. has spent billions of dollars globally with little to show. When America is strong, the world is at peace," end quote. Trump has promised to bring the war in Ukraine to an end within his first 100 days in office. "39 minutes ago, Trump and adversaries target U.S. judges in brewing constitutional clash. As we reported earlier, Trump and his team have stepped up their attacks on the United States judiciary as they seek to assert unprecedented levels of executive power for the president. Trump has issued a flurry of executive orders aimed at slashing federal spending and appointed Musk, the Tesla CEO and world's richest person, to lead efforts that critics widely denounce as unconstitutional. Trump's plans, which have effectively shuttered some federal agencies and sent staff home, have sparked legal battles across the country.
Aunque a veces se piensa la imaginación es un arma de doble filo si realizas el
One hour of Trump's life. What about? But Trump is important, you know. I have to recognize Trump. The United States is still important. I guess everybody knows the United States is done, but it's still important. So yeah, Trump's dossier. The U.S. is still important. Let's check it out. What Trump is doing. There's a new live update about Trump a minute ago. House Speaker Mike Johnson met Elon Musk. White House says. A White House official has confirmed that Speaker Johnson, the highest-ranking officer in the House of Representatives, met Musk on Monday. House Republicans are facing a deadline to pass a budget bill on March 14, and Johnson has said he prefers to pass, quote-unquote, one big bill, folding together spending priorities with tax cuts. Musk is leading Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, an advisory panel tasked with slashing government spending. Yeah, I know, everybody, the Dodge Department stuff. I was reading this one, look. Trump has issued a flurry of executive orders aimed at slashing federal spending and appointed Musk, the Tesla CEO and world's richest person, to lead efforts that critics widely denounce as unconstitutional. Trump's plans, which have effectively shuttered some federal agencies and sent staff home, have sparked legal battles across the country. Multiple lawsuits seek to halt what opponents characterize as an illegal power grab. Judges aren't allowed to control the executive's legitimate power, end quote. Vance, the U.S. Vice President, said in a post on X. Stephen Miller, Trump's deputy chief of staff, also wrote on social media, quote, if a district court judge wants control over the entire executive branch, he should run for president. And there's a new live update available. New live update available. A minute ago, Jordan's King Abdullah II arrives at the White House. The Jordanian monarch is set to hold talks with Trump and other senior U.S. officials. We will bring you more details on their discussion as soon as we can. I will read the very last one from 1 hour ago. 1 hour ago. February 11, 1 hour ago, EU chief welcomes talks with J.D. Vance. Ursula von der Leyen has said she had a good discussion with the U.S. Vice President, quote, on our shared challenges as allies, end quote. Those challenges include, quote, security and stability to the great promise of technology and the critical challenge of non-market overcapacity, end quote. The European Commission President said in a post on X, looking forward to continue operations with POTUS and you. I don't remember what POTUS is, end quote, she wrote. The pair spoke on the sidelines of an AI conference in France after the EU promised to retaliate against Trump threats to impose 25% tariffs on all US imports of steel and aluminum. And that's it. I hope I will hope to be a Chinese citizen, you know, to be a Chinese citizen in China, the glorious communism, the glory of communism, or maybe Russia too. But the West is I don't know. The West is not the best. The West is not the best.